Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're checking out an MS General kit. We haven't checked out an MS General release here for a little while, it feels like. This is Mao Tu. I'm sure I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but as you can see here, a kind of musical pink-themed Mecha Musume model kit here. Very light on the mecha, much more on the Musume aspect of this. Like I said, as she's generally going to have just like a kind of musical theme there with that musical instrument that you can see. But I guess there is some more kind of mecha aspects going on with her more armored form, which we'll see in today's video. Let's go ahead and just start off with the box and then we'll take a look at the kit. All right, so here on the front of the box, like I was saying, you can see there she is in her unarmored state with the guitar, but over here in the kind of the background image, you can see the more armored state there where she's got a mask and some more weaponry going on. This is part of the Raider of Shadow, like line of MS General kits, which I think the last one that we took a look at was the mouse themed one, which I can't remember the name. It was like a purple mouse, but that one was really cool. I actually liked that one quite a bit. That's what we got here on the front of the box. On the side of the box, you can see just kind of the same thing there. Nice closer up image there of the character illustration, and you can see this is number 04 in the line. On the other end of the box, just for reference, is a cool image there of what the background image is of the more armored form. And then on this side, you can see a roll profile, which has some photos of the built kit here, front and back, with the armor on, and you can see some more photos there of that and some of the gimmicks of like the weapon details there. Around on the other side is the armor off form, which I think is kind of almost much more interesting in this case, just with the design of that. So we'll see how that all looks once we get the kit built up, but there's a couple images of the kit in the basic form. And then we got this as 1/10 scale MS General Raider of Shadow Rabbit. So let's go ahead and get it opened up. And as you can see, it's a pretty good sized box. There's going to be a fair amount of stuff in here. Let's start off by taking a look at some of our other content here, including this cool card, which I remember the mouse kit had this as well. Mouse or the rat anyway. Had this cool card where you have that gold printing on there, which is very cool. On the back side, just the Raider of Shadow logo, but that's pretty awesome to have included there as well. We also got this card here, which has artwork of the different Raider of Shadow designs. So there's the mouse one, rat one that I was talking about. You can see some of the other ones here in the background. This just being a VIP card again. I don't know if that's just a QR code to the website or anything, but we've got some water slide decals here, which are also in gold, or all these up here are in a very shiny gold, which looks really cool. The lower section looks like we've got mostly some white marking decals, also decals for the eyes and the face included as well. So really nice water slide decal set here for this one. And then our instruction booklet is going to have all the same artwork as what we saw on the front of the box there, basically. The back side, just the MS General logo. On the inside front page here, once again, the illustration of all the characters there gathered together about the Raider of Shadow. We've got a short manga excerpt here, just a page of manga sort of, which features this particular rabbit character here. It's very cool. On the next page is going to be basically all the same stuff that we saw on the outside of the box. There you can see some of the face option parts here, images of the kit built up in the suit type. And let's see, what was it called? What are they calling that? Maybe on the next page here. Okay, so suit type and armor type is what they're calling it. And armor type is here. There's some more images there of that. Armed to display. Love the whole rabbit ear aesthetic there, always very nice. And the guns even have rabbit ears on them too. Next page is going to be our parts list and then all of our constructions. So the construction is going to carry through to page 25, and then on the very last page here is going to be our decal guides, where all the decals are going to be placed around on the kit. All right, so interesting. All right, so a couple other bits we have included in here as well is going to be a few foil stickers right there, and then our face option parts, which we'll see more in detail once we get the kit all put together and everything. But here you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 printed face option parts, and then 2 blank face option parts there for you to use if you'd like. Getting into our runners here, then runners A and B are going to be some of our skin tone parts here for the kit. Runner C is going to break that here with a sort of metallic black kind of color here for some of the armor pieces, which is very interesting. Runner D is going to be back to skin tone for the rest of our skin tone parts here for the kit. But then runners E, F, and G are going to be some more black pieces here. So there's runner E, runner F, and quite a lot of parts here, as you can see, and runner G there as well. Up next, runners H and I are in gold, and it appears to be a plated gold. I'm not sure what the color of the plastic is underneath, but I have to say this really rich kind of orangish gold color that they've used for this, which I believe is the same color that we saw with the rat kit, but it does look really nice. These are going to be some very nice gold accents for the kit. Runner J is also quite interesting, as this is a red runner here with some gold pre-printed on that part for the guitar, which is cool. And also, this isn't like a matte satin finish, so it's not glossy at all. These parts have a really interesting finish to them, which makes them look really cool. Runner K is in a really nice pink color here. I wouldn't necessarily say hot pink, but almost sort of like a hot pink kind of color. Runner L is in a light pink color here for all of our hair parts. And that same color is continued onto Runner M as well, but Runner M is split to be half of the lighter pink for the hair parts and half of the darker pink there. And you can see there's some more pre-printed parts here. And again, these are in a kind of satin matte finish for those darker pink parts. Very nice. Runner N is going to be some parts here in clear pink. Runner O is going to be some more parts here in flesh tone, with basically all of our little joint bits there. Runner P, another very interesting one here, some more clear pink parts, but you can see some black and gold pre-printed on this particular part here, which looks very, very interesting. Last couple runners, Runner Q and V, are going to be in a softer type plastic. So Runner Q, obviously some hand parts there in our soft plastic in flesh tone color. And then Runner V is going to be some black hand parts here in that softer plastic. So that's it for all the runners. Let's go ahead and take a look at the kit. All right, guys, here is Mao Tu all built up, and here's also Mao Tu all built up. So we are going to have two full bodies, so it's basically like two kits in one here with this one, which is awesome. You don't have to worry about switching parts or anything like that. You can have both forms of this completely built all at the same time, and they each come with their own set of different accessories and stuff, and it all makes for a really, really nice set. Love this series of kits for this particular reason, and so there's a lot to like about these kits. Let's take a look at the accessories for both different versions, and then we'll check them out in some more detail. So while we do have the two full bodies, we don't necessarily have a whole lot of accessories, although the accessories that we do have are really, really nice here. So for the kind of unarmored form here, we number one have a few different hand options like these, which you can see that I've got here on them at the moment. We've also got just a simple set of open outstretched hands like this for the left and the right side. And then these also open hands, but these are sort of holding hands that we can use for holding her two main accessories here. One of which is going to be this fan, which is this clear pink part with all this pre-painting on it, and that looks really, really nice. So you can see how this hand is going to hold that, and I'm not sure it's going to really hold it that well because it doesn't really hold it very tightly. So I think it'll be a little bit of a balancing act in how you're going to actually want to be holding this to get it to stay in the pose. But then we've also got her guitar here as well, which also has some nice pre-painting on that. It has this little clear part that kind of dangles on there and here on the backside. So this one as well, you'll have to use those quote unquote holding hands to kind of balance this inner hands basically, but you should be able to get some nice poses here with that. And while we're here, I did also want to just show you guys a size comparison, because these kits, these two bodies are going to be quite large. This is going to be compared to a standard 30-minute Sisters kit, and as you can see, just the head height alone is going to be quite a difference here between the two. So if you were wondering about compatibility or just kind of wondering generally how big these are definitely a little bit larger. As for the armored form, we have some hand options as well. These are going to include closed fists. Then we've got this set of like open resting hands or like weapon support hands here, and open expressive hands here also, which look pretty nice. Some nice detail on those. And then two different types of holding hands that we have for both the left and the right side. One of which is going to be closed there, and as you can see, that's going to be meant for holding like more circular handle type items. And then another one which has the trigger finger slightly extended, which we're going to use for like her pistol weapons. And for those, these are going to store on the back, which kind of similarly, interestingly, kind of mirror the bow shape that you have on the back of the unarmored form. And that's how these are going to plug here onto the back side of our armored form here, like that, which does look pretty cool. But then you can remove these off of that part right there for when in use in the hand. We're just going to use those trigger finger hands, and this part here on the front does also slightly extend up like that for when in use. And pretty cool, simple design, but the gold and the clear parts make for some really nice accents on these weapons. We've also got a set of these two handheld dagger weapons as well, which we can use. And again, the nice details on there and the clear parts look good. And finally, we've got our option part here for the head, which gives you this full mask. So basically it's just a full swappable head that you can have here for the mast head. So that's nice. You don't have to do any part swapping or anything like that. You just pop off the head and pop on this one, which has this really cool mask, where again, the gold parts and the clear parts working together on there do look really nice. And the last thing, of course, which is interchangeable between the two bodies here, is just going to be our face option parts. So here we have this smiling face. There you also have this also quite joyful looking face here. And then we have a couple more angry looking faces here as well, one with the mouth open, one with the mouth closed. So a total of 4 pre-printed faces, which all look really quite nice. So okay, let's check out a few poses here with these 2 kits. Now, a couple of pros and cons when it comes to the posing of them. Number 1, it's nice that we have basically 2 kits in a box, so you can pose them together or separately, however you might want. And the construction for both is really quite nice, as you can see just the part separation and the details between the different bits of color and the gold parts and the clear parts and everything. The color separation on these is really quite nice, especially there on the leg of the unarmored form also. You have that like black ribbon that wraps around the leg and just is all color separated without the use of stickers or anything like that, so it's really nice. That said, there are a couple of weak points in the articulation where you can't get quite as much range of movement as maybe you would like, so there's going to be a couple of spots where you'll be a little bit limited in terms of the posability of them, but overall I think the general articulation and posability of these is going to be comparable to like a 30-minute Sisters, something like that. So for the most part, you're able to do almost any kind of pose that you would like to with these, and so the only real thing missing is any sort of like stand for them or even a place to plug in the stand for them, because you do have that hard point on the back of the hip section of the armored form, but that's really just kind of to plug the gun weapons into there, the pistols. Other than that, you don't have any built-in hard points on these, so you'll have to use some sort of action base like you're seeing that I'm using here, where it just kind of clasps around the waist of the figure, and that's just going to be the only way that you're going to be able to get a lot of poses with these, just because they are going to be both very tall, as I pointed out to you, and also standing on very small feet, so they're going to be top heavy, and just for most posing that you're going to want to do with this, it's probably a good idea to use a stand. So I would strongly recommend maybe picking up a Kotobukiya flying base for these, just because they are going to be pretty tall. The Bandai action bases are going to be made for like the 144 scale kits are either going to be too short, or the action bases for 100 scale kits are going to be too tall, and so it's kind of in between. The Kotobukiya flying bases are pretty good in terms of their size, that they would match well with this particular kit, so that's what I would recommend to you guys. But overall, a really good looking kit, and it's kind of weird to say kit because we actually have 2 kits in here, so should I say a good looking kit or good looking kits? Anyway, what you get here in this box looks good when you have it all put together, and at the end of the day, that's what's most important to me. And so far, I have to say this MS General line of Raider of Shadow releases has overall been quite impressive, so definitely check out the other review that I did of the Rat character before too, as I really found that one quite impressive, and looking forward to checking out some more in the future. But let me know your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below. What do you think about this kit or kits? And if you guys want to check out some more MS General model kits for yourself, you can check the link in the video description to USA Gundam Store. We've got them there on the website, as well as lots of other awesome Mecha Musume model kits, so definitely check those out on the site. And as always, guys, thank you so much for all of your support too, whether it be leaving a like, leaving a comment, making sure that you're subscribed. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Until next time, hope you all have a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.